Good afternoon, Grizzlies, and welcome to our first video news magazine of the year. Before we get to these new videos, we have some words from Mr. Mack.
Hello, Grizzlies. My name is Mr. Mack, and I'm the filmmaking teacher here at Mesa Ridge High School. Now, some of you may not be aware, but we have a brand new filmmaking curriculum for District 3. And I have the distinct pleasure of assisting these young filmmakers as they begin their artistic journeys and using film to create artistic visions. It's my hope that starting today, we're going to have 1 to 2 video news magazines each week, bringing stories about people, clubs, and teams here at Mesa Ridge Community. But I do want to preface all this by saying, these are very brave people. They're putting their work on public display, and that's you. You are the public. So please understand, these are brand new filmmakers just beginning their filmmaking journeys, and some of their videos may reflect that. The goal, in my mind, is not the film they do today, the film that they do in May. So please be a good audience and support them, even if we have a lot of mistakes in the beginning. We're all learning. And that's what Mesa does anyway. We support each other. And who knows? Maybe any one of you will want to give film a try. Thanks, and we hope you enjoy the Video News Magazine.
Teachers, they're like here all the time. Students take so much from teachers every day. As students, we don't appreciate many of them. After a short Q&A with some teachers, this is what Brooklyn Borsina found out about some of these amazing people.
Students don't appreciate exactly what teachers do, how much work goes into it.
I'm here all the time.
I'm here like all the time.
Fulfilling to know that I am having an impact on someone's life.
In your own words, what is a teacher?
Skills to be able to teach themselves.
Teacher is a mentor, a coach, a counselor, a parent, a trusted adult, a cheerleader.
Important as a teacher to get to know your students, build those relationships, and help them as people.
What's the best part of your day?
Some of my favorite moments have been when a student comes back to me and says, "Thank you for making me read. I've started doing it on my own." Or, "Because of your class, I was able to learn this or apply it in the world." Those are my favorite moments, not necessarily one moment every single day that I get.
When a kid all of a sudden gets it and they're like, oh, they have this expression on their face, that's the best part of the day.
The best part of my day, I really like teaching freshmen. I think it's a lot of fun.
Is your job only about pushing the smart ones to the finish line?
No, that the problem is your job is getting everybody to the finish line, and that's the hard part.
No, absolutely not. It's about reaching all students and doing my best to be able to help students, not necessarily, even if they don't necessarily walk away remembering all of the content from my class.
If that was my job, I wouldn't be at this school. If that's what I cared about, I'd be teaching at Fountain Valley. That's not what I care about. I'm here because I think everybody has the potential to learn. Everybody can be pushed further. Is it hard to help everyone? Yes. But everybody can do better.
Would you say you like your job?
Yeah, I really like my job.
I love my job.
I love my job. And I feel I'm one of the few people I know out in the real world who can say, I love what I do.
To be able to have an impact, whereas other careers might not have the same type of direct impact on the next generation.
Berlin's Brandenburg Gate, the Eiffel Tower in Madrid, all great places but only in Europe. Mesa has a trip that will get you there, and Kellen Engler wanted to find out more about it.
So we'll be going over to Europe in the summer of 2021, so a little over 2 years from now.
So we're going to be going to Germany, France, and Spain. We will get to spend a little bit of time in each country and seeing lots of fun stuff in each place we stop.
So many great things. I can speak specifically to the German part. We're going to be going to the Hofbrauhaus, which is like the big eating hall that people sort of think of when they think of like quintessential Germany. And we'll be going to a concentration camp, which I think is a really important experience for everybody to have.
While we are in France, we will get to see the Côte d'Azur, which is the beautiful beach areas in France. And we will also be in Paris and get to see all of the famous landmarks, La Tour Eiffel, Arc de Triomphe, all of those kind of fun things. And then we will end going to Spain in Barcelona and Madrid. And so we will get to see lots of famous landmarks in those places as well.
And eat tapas.
Yes.
So right now the trip, it's not super cheap, but it's actually a great price for what it is that we're doing. It'll be around $4,500, I believe. There is financial aid opportunities, and we're going to be doing a lot of fundraising as well. So that price will definitely come down. But yes, it's a really good deal for what it is that we're going to be doing. Yeah,
Absolutely.
we're gonna have so much fun. It's Europe.
Seniors, seniors, seniors! Senior Council is here to let you guys in on some events they have planned for this semester and how they will make 2020 the best year ever. Shari Davis has a look into the Senior Council.
Hi, I'm Dana Thompson and I'm a part of Senior Council. I joined Senior Council this year because I want to be really involved within the school and like help with out with like the senior planning and t-shirts. It's the best year by participating in all the spirit days, and like I'm a cheerleader, so I have to be at like all the games, so that helps. We're planning a senior sunrise. My favorite thing about Senior Council is definitely the people. I just love people so much. I love talking. I'm pretty good at it. One word I would use to describe Senior Council is flamboyant.
I'm Jacoby. I'm a senior and I'm senior class president and also president of Senior Council. I joined Senior Council because it kind of came along with the job of being senior class president, but I'm glad that I got it because I get to talk to people and plan stuff. I'm gonna make this the best year by trying to get a lot of like student involvement, trying to get us a lot more things that we want, like senior quotes. And more spirit days, more fun spirit days, things like that. So right now we're planning senior sunrise, senior sunset. We were trying to get a bonfire, but that didn't really work out too well. We're trying to make tie-dye shirts, so we're gonna have a bunch of white shirts printed with whatever logo we want on it, and then we'll have students come in and then tie-dye them. My favorite thing about Senior Council is just like being able to get together with my friends and like plan stuff for the school. It makes us feel kind of like we're in charge or something. One word I'd use to describe Senior Council would be innovative. A lot of us have really like strong leadership personalities, and getting us all together, we have so many great ideas, so many great things coming out from all of us, and it's just really innovative, trying to make new great things for the school.
Hi, I'm Trinity Harper and I am a senior. I joined Senior Council because I really wanted to make my senior year memorable, and I just wanted to be a part of creating memories and stuff like that. I'm planning to go out and like do a whole bunch of events, like we do like senior sunrises, to always get as like many people involved as possible, go to as many games as possible, show as much spirit as possible, and just really make sure that it's a fun environment. So far we're working on senior sunrises, senior sunsets. We're working on maybe trying to get like a get together of us just like hanging out somewhere. We're thinking about trying to do a bonfire. There's a lot of things in the works, nothing completely set quite yet. My favorite part right now is trying to get the petition signed to bring back senior quotes, because that's like a really big part of senior year that everyone looks forward to, and they unfortunately took it away. So passionate. It's a very passionate group of people, and we're always like spitting out ideas, just trying to make the senior year as amazing as possible.
I'm Ashley Jones and I'm a senior. I joined Senior Council so I could become like involved and be a part of all the exciting decisions for our senior year. This is the best year by making sure that everyone's involved and having a good time, and making sure that the senior is known. And we have a bunch of like senior stuff. So we have like the sunrise, the bonfire we're trying to do. We're trying to like work on like a get together for everyone, and yeah, just trying to find some plans. My favorite thing is probably getting all together and like thinking of ideas and laughing and making sure like that everything's positive and we stay in a good mood, but like we're getting stuff done at the same time. I'd say interesting because like there's some days where it's just like, what is happening? But like it's so much fun that like we just laugh the whole time. So yeah.
Now, writing a book isn't an easy task. Here we have the minds behind the authors and their takes on the grueling process of writing. They spend their time carefully crafting the perfect words to entertain readers. Ashton Cruz has a look into the behind the scenes of writing.
Writing a novel is a marathon. It's not just writing the words, but it's keeping the tension over anywhere from 90,000 to 140,000 words.
You're talking about insane amounts of time to get it right. I recently read a book by a guy who said that he went over each page in the book something like 70 times.
Writing takes a lot of time, especially when you're writing something fictional, because you have to come up with the ideas and the entire plot and how to describe everything. But when you're writing something that's nonfiction, it really just takes up your time to research everything and make sure that it's all reliable.
You're representing yourself, so you have to know what you're going to write before you write it.
Like I said, I think the hardest part about writing anything is making it a good novel that's believable and keeps the reader's attention the entire time. One of my favorite band leaders is Bono of U2, and he says, it's easy to write a song. It's hard to write a good song. And I think you can make the same argument with writing.
Getting the first word down. Usually once you have a concept and once you actually know what you want to write about and once you get moving, it's a lot easier because it kind of flows. Sometimes you'll get caught up in the middle of things. Sometimes you have questions about, should I go on with this or do I actually have enough to say about this? But generally what I see people having trouble with is just getting going, and you'll see those people who spend several classes without doing anything and then they realize there's a due date and then they start. But what I tell people is get something down and then the ball will get rolling.
I think that the hardest part of writing is finding your research and making sure that everything fits together and everything works, because if you have one thing that's wrong, then people can attack that or your entire story can be out of line.
Choosing how you want to make an impression on the reader, I think, because you could go multiple ways with writing. There's just many different ways that you could express yourself. So I think that's the hardest part, is to like find your voice.
I think there's all kinds of misconceptions that people have about writing. I think one big thing, I'll hear people make statements like, I'm not a good writer, and it's just like anything else that you do. So I think that's a big misconception. Is it's one thing to learn how to physically write or to learn how to type, but to actually start getting accustomed to getting ideas out there, to developing a voice, that sort of thing, anybody can do it, but it's like any other activity. You have to have an inherent desire to want to develop that craft and do it well, and if you like doing it, you will.
I think a lot of misconceptions people have about writing is that, oh, they think they're good writers, but really they haven't actually sat down and done the hard work. It's one thing to write an essay. It's very different to write a 130,000 word novel. And that's the real trick. Everybody wants to be a writer, but the only people who are writers are those who have actually done the writing.
The misconceptions that people have of writing is pretty much they think that it's easy or that you can quickly do it, but it takes a lot of time and focus to be able to write something that's actually good and worth reading.
I think people think writing is like something that's only academic, but some people do it for fun and they do it just for the enjoyment, and it doesn't have to be like this hard thing. Like some people it just comes to them and they can start writing and they can create this beautiful thing.
What motivates me to write these is that I want to see what the journey is. What am I discovering as I do it? Both have their discovery elements, just that in a novel I know how I want it to end. I have no idea how to build it up to that point.
Usually I am most motivated if I think of something where I just say, this subject matter is rich, and I haven't read too much about this particular thing, and so I want to go into detail about it, and I feel like it's something that needs to be said. The other ways I'll get motivated to write is if I have to write something, if I've got a deadline or if there's something that people are asking me to write about, then I will go ahead and do it because I need to.
I usually get motivated to write by the things that I go through during school or out of class, or even the things that I read on my own bring up ideas in writing.
If I'm passionate about a topic, that's kind of what motivates me. Or if it's just something that I have a lot to say about, that's usually when I get inspired.
I grew up reading books. I loved reading as a kid. They were my way to escape. But I also liked movies too, so I think that's a fair and valid thing. I think I started writing because it was a creative outlet, and it actually, a good buddy of mine who's also a writer, he's a former teacher here at Mesa Ridge, he said he writes to help him understand the world. And I do that too. When I'm writing, I can really sort through issues. And I'm really surprised to see what I discover and what I learn and what I really think about the world.
Well, the love of reading has always made me interested in writing, but honestly, even thinking back to when I was a little kid, the need to tell stories. We all want to talk about our lives, and some of us want to talk about imagined things, and so I think the combination of wanting to talk about my own life and possibilities of what can be out there has inspired me to want to write stories, and sometimes things that are based on reality also.
What inspires me to write, really, I guess it's just like the way that I'm able to express myself without really being judged. Because whenever you write something, there's always at least one person that's going to actually like it or want to read it and want to read more. So me being able to put myself on paper in any way that I really want to.
I think words have a lot of meaning, so you could really show who you are through it.
Check out Mr. Dyers and my novels, www.drinklings.org. Whoop, whoop.